Up. Hey, YouTube. Almost on Facebook. So I'm so excited. Hey guys, as I promised you guys, I am going to be bringing you guys 2 new shows. Today's show is called The Investor Friendly Agent. This show is focused on wholesaling and real estate residential deals to build capital to invest in multifamily deals, to start new business ventures, and create multiple streams of income. The reason for this show is I want to teach you guys how to get boatloads of cash without having to actually really get your hands dirty. What does that mean? So wholesaling in residential real estate means flipping contracts, meaning you go to a seller, you tell a seller like, hey, I'll buy your property at, you just say $200,000, right? And then this seller will agree with that price. And then you find a cash buyer who will pay $250,000 and you make $50,000. Okay. But it's a lot of work. It's not easy. And you have to know your position in this game. So today's broadcast is going to be about knowing your position in this wholesaling space. So what I want to do is give you guys 3 takeaways. I want you to do 3 things today. I want you to know your strengths, and I want you to know your partner's strengths. I want you to understand the game. You have to know the game that you're playing. And you also have to be less important. Yes. Don't be a know-it-all. Be less important. So the first thing that I want to talk about is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, right? So let me give you a little story about me. I've been selling donuts since I was in the 5th and 6th grade, and I know how to persuade people. I know how to have people want to do business with me just by the words that I choose. But I also know that even though I'm good with my words, I'm better at systems. Man, I love systems. Like, my mind is like an engineer's type mind. So I will sit in the office all day, literally, and I'll put together the processes. And I'm okay with that. Like, I love it. I like to build. I like to do things that's fun. I like to do things that actually manifest, like I did that. So like for me, I'm not an idea person. You bring me an idea and I'll help you expand on that idea. But I'm really good at the systems and processes to actually help the business grow. So that's one thing I could say about my strengths. Another thing that I could say about my strengths is that I look good, right? Looking good, ladies, is a strength, okay? So we really need to embrace that. I have a nice smile. I'm very inviting. You know, people, they trust me. Although I'm a high D, high driven personality, like I'm a raw type person. At the same time, I know how to kind of bring it back and to be a little bit calm and cool and collected. But anyway, enough about me. I want you guys to know your strengths. I want you to know, how can you captivate people, right? And your partner as well. So as positioning as a woman, I know that I need a man. I need NEED. I need a man to be present, just to have that masculinity with me while I'm going on appointments to see sellers. So initially I may go by myself and I may say, hey, I just want to take a look at the property. I'm just the person who looks at the property. I call you to see if you want to sell. But what I'm going to do is have my partner come in, and then as my partner may be a contractor, he's going to look at certain things about the property and we can come up with your numbers. The reason why I do that is because I want to let people know that I'm not doing this by myself. A lot of times when people see just one person, they may or may not believe you, but when they see an army, they see a team, they know that it's real. They know that it's real. So what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll position myself as the paperwork lady. I'll position myself as the paperwork lady, like I'm just doing the paperwork on behalf of my partners, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? I want people to be very comfortable with me. I don't want them to feel like, I'm like this big person and, I'm the be all know all. That's not who I am. I want to help them, assist them in their move. I want to help them feel comfortable as possible. That's my position in the game. So when I bring my contractor through, oh, okay, that's my contractor. He's going to, do the repair estimates. He's going to look up the numbers. He's going to do all of those things. So when they ask me a price, I say that, but my partner says this, but let me see what I can do for you. And I know that person's strength kind of compliments me because I don't get my hands dirty. So when I go in, I might say, hey, that's not my job. I leave the experts to do their job, the experts to do what it is they do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep saying, you know what I'm saying? So you guys got to call me out on that. So that's how I position myself. Like, I know I'm young. I know I'm 28. I know I'm Black, and I know I'm a female. I know all of those things about me, which is okay. But we have to realize and we have to understand that the position in that, we're dealing with properties over $1 million, over $500,000. Like, people, they look at me, they can trust me, but can they really trust me? Can they really, really, really count on me to get the deal done? No, I say no. The reason why I say no is because an army is, one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000. People want to see other people involved in the process. They don't want to feel like they're being taken advantage of, or this nice young lady came and talked to me real good. No, they want to make sure that, this person in front of them is being held accountable. So I'm saying all that to say you got to know your strengths, you got to know your weaknesses, okay? The second thing I want you guys to take away from this show today is you have to understand the game. You got to know what game you're playing, and you got to know your position in the game. Just like in football and basketball and soccer, whatever sport that you guys watch or that you really like, you have to know the position that's being played. Like, if you know you're a quarterback, you got to drive that ball down the field, and you got to find a receiver, or you got to find a running back. You got to find one of those other people. As the quarterback, you can't take the ball from on your side of the field and take it all the way down to your opponent's side of the field. It's impossible. That's what you have a team for. You have a team to strictly position and make blocks so that we can progress and get whatever it is moving, with getting the ball down the field. Okay. The name of the game in wholesaling is control. You got to know how to control the deal. Now, if control is your weakness, you got to find somebody who's a control freak. Like, they have to be crazy out of control. They have to want to control the whole thing. When I say control, Barbara, what does control mean? Control means that you have a deal, you have a property, and you want to be able to make sense of everything that's going on in the deal. How do you do that? You do that by getting that deal under contract. That's the first thing that you do, okay? The first thing that you do is get the deal under contract, under your business name, under your LLC, or under somebody's LLC that you trust. You have to have control. So look, what happens is, right, let me give you guys a funny story. I have a lot of people shopping me deals, right? So you guys may get a lot of deals shopped to you too. And they may say, hey, take this deal and find a cash buyer. Once you find a cash buyer, they'll give you whatever the fee is or whatever. But how does that put you in control? It doesn't. You're working for them. You have to learn how to work for yourself. Okay? Let me give you an example. I got this dry board right here, but every time that I use this board, my screen gets a little dark. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the board. Let me show you something about control. Okay, so. Okay, yay. Okay. So you have a deal, 1, 2, 3 Main Street. Okay. You guys see it? No. Crap. I can't see it. I can't. See, this is what happens when you got a little low budget and you're trying to. Let's see. I could see it on Instagram, but I cannot see it on this broadcast. All right, so scratch that. I'm not going to spend too much time on something that don't work. All right. So let me give you two scenarios, right? You are going under contract with the seller, okay? Before you get under contract with the seller, sometimes you're going to have your team come out and assess the property to see if it's a good deal. You know, you don't want to just kind of do it on your own. You want to have another opinion. Let me tell you something about shopping a deal before you have it under contract. It's okay. You can shop the deal before you have it under contract, but make sure you're not shopping it to everybody. Because people will sweep that deal up from up under you